Hello, MoNaCo here. Thanks for watching. This is another Unit 1 video. We're mostly focusing on matter and measurement at this point. We're really going to be talking about pages 14 and 15 in your pack. We're going to be converting between units using a different system than the King-Henry method. We call this dimensional analysis or the unit cancellation technique. So at the top of your notes page, I just want to say AKA unit cancellation. Now you will see ATION. You'll see why cancellation. You'll see why I can't spell because I can do math. It's a kind of a trade-off. You can do one or the other. You can't do both. Unit cancellation is what is going to happen here when we're converting something like 6 centimeters to kilometers. The first thing you got to do is write the term to be converted. So what you started with, 6 centimeters. The next thing you've got to do is write some conversion formulas or equality statements. And these kind of came from our last video. Common unit conversions like 100 centimeters is meter and 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. We got to kind of know that these are going to be steps along the way to get from centimeters to kilometers. And this whole technique is about setting it up right so that it mathematically works out. So we're going to take the units from what we're starting with and bring it down. And we are going to set up the next conversion factor. We need to set the conversion factor up so that the units in the denominator of the factor are the same as the units that you're converting from. So I set it up like this, 100 centimeters over meter, just to show you that we need the centimeters in the denominator. So I'm going to flip the fraction so that 1 meter equals 100 centimeters. And that's still true. It's an equality statement. Now, I'm going to take the next factor because I need to go from meters to kilometers, 1,000 meters in a kilometer. And I have to flip that factor too because I need meters to be in my denominator. Okay? Because about to happen right next is the setup of the actual math and the cancellation of the units. Every time we're going to multiply between these factors. So the first thing I start out with my 6 centimeters. I'm going to multiply by the first conversion factor and then multiply by the second conversion factor. Okay? And what happens is this. We get the units that are in the numerator and denominator to cancel. Okay, so if I have centimeters in the numerator and centimeters in the denominator, it comes out to be mathematically the number 1, and we can cancel it out. The meters also cancel out here, leaving me with the only units in this problem as kilometers. So then we solve everything by multiplying straight across the numerator, then dividing it by the denominator multiplied straight across. These are not cross multiplication problems. There's no equals sign except for at the very end, which equals your answer. So mathematically, after we canceled our units from step 5, we literally have 6 times 1 times 1 in the numerator, divided by 100 times 1,000. If you're using a calculator, like a graphing calculator, do your parentheses, because otherwise the calculator will calculate it improperly. When we get a final answer here, the units are in kilometers, because it's the only units that were not canceled out. And our answer is 600,000ths of a kilometer. So 6 centimeters is 6 100,000ths of a kilometer. Puts a box around it because we always like to see that in our results. Nice box around our answers. So some simple additional notes on this dimensional analysis, aka unit conversion technique. If the computer would not crash, that would be wonderful. Oh, please don't crash on me, computer. Go away, Smart Ink. There we go. Yes. Saved it. Most common conversions. We're going to do one with the milliliters to liters. You could use King-Henry on this, but I just want to show that dimensional analysis or units cancellation works as well. So we're going to go from milliliters to liters. We have 2 conversion factors to choose from. We could say that 1,000 milliliters per liter, that's the top one, or 1 liter per 1,000 milliliters, that's the bottom one. But according to our rules for unit cancellation, we have to pick the factor that cancels the units with the denominator. So the milliliters got to be in the numerator and denominator. So the math here cancels out the milliliters, and we're left with 750 times 1 divided by 1,000. New units, liters, 0.750 liters. Could have done King Henry, but it could work this way too. More complex conversions like time, days to seconds. We're going to do 2 days and convert it to seconds. There's multiple steps, and it works great because you can crunch all your answers into one calculator line. So we're going to go days probably to hours. We have to choose the right conversion factor. So that days cancels out, which means day has to be in the denominator. So we choose the top equality. Then we want to go from hours to minutes. We've got hours. We've got to go to the next step. Hours probably to minutes. We've got to choose the right conversion. We want minutes to be in the numerator and hours to be in the denominator because we got to cancel the unit hour. So then the units hours cancels. So we've gone from days to minutes at this point, but we want to get to seconds, so we got to put in another conversion factor. 60 seconds per 1 minute, or 1 minute per 60 seconds. Which conversion do we use? We've got to cancel the units minutes, so we need minutes in our denominator, so we choose the top one in this case. And so the minutes cancels, and we're left with the basic mathematics of 2 times 24 times 60 times 60 divided by 1 times 1 times 1, which I didn't write in because it's the same. It's like divided by 1. So we get our answer here with the only units left over from the problem is seconds. 172,800 seconds. That's how many seconds are in 2 days. So that was a practical application of the dimensional analysis or unit cancellation technique. You're probably going like, I still don't quite get it. That's okay, because we have this great thing called the internet, the hyperwebs, YouTubes, all these places, Khan Academy. I encourage you to seek out and complete any extra problems you can find until you feel you couldn't get another conversion problem wrong. You got to know your conversion factors in order to do that, so stick to the simples. Meters to kilometers, grams to milligrams, etc., etc. Thanks so much for watching.